Hello, Facebook Live viewers. I see a few viewers hopping on this stream here. We're going to give this another minute or two to allow more people to hop on here on Facebook, also on our 11 Plus, our app, our YouTube page. We have several people hopping on here because we're going to talk about our wintry weather today. So you'll see my face pop up in just a moment, just making sure it does get out on all platforms before we do get started this morning. Hope everybody's having a good start to your Tuesday so far. Hello, Ben. Good morning. We'll get started in just a moment, folks. Good morning, Facebook Live. I'm just going to pop myself up here to say hi to Facebook. We're waiting for this stream to go live on some of our other platforms, including our 11 Plus streaming app here. But meteorologist Mallory Schnell here with WHAS 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. If you're watching from elsewhere, we're going to talk about our wintry weather that we're tracking this morning. Love it or hate it, it is here as we track a wintry mix, a rain-snow mix across Kentuckiana. Thankfully, the road's looking pretty good at this time, but that could change as we head throughout the morning, really watching those temperatures, watching those road conditions carefully. Good morning. Looks like we have a few more people hopping on here. All right, we are on all of our platforms now. So let's go ahead and get started. Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Today, a weather impact alert day. That snow is falling outside. I'm a big fan of snow like this, where it collects in the grass and not so much on the road, so you can still get out and about. But we'll take you around different parts of Kentuckiana and give you an idea of what things look like outside, what we can expect for the rest of the day. I know the big question is probably how much snow could we see? That's usually the big question. So we will take a look at the snow total map here shortly. Thankfully, that really hasn't changed all too much from yesterday. So let's go ahead and take a live look outside from our Tri-Mark cameras here. That snow is falling across Kentuckiana. So the first two Tri-Mark cameras that you see on top, that's 64 at Cannons Lane in Louisville, and also 265 or the Gene Snyder at Preston Highway, and then down to the south, those are closer to E-Town. So 65 right around E-Town, and then also Western Kentucky Parkway there. So down to the south of Louisville, that's where that snow has been going for several hours at this point. Louisville, we started to see some snowflakes around 5 a.m. right when Good Morning Kentuckiana started at 5 o'clock, and it's been picking up throughout the morning. Good morning, Bobby. This is a look at some of the roads around Louisville and E-Town. Your interstate's looking good. I do think temperatures really helping us out this morning, but we'll take a look at the traffic map here to give you all an idea, because unfortunately we do have some crashes. Of course, we tend to have that even when it's raining outside, so as we can expect, some accidents when it's snowing and those roads are slick. Visibility isn't the greatest either. So we do have an accident on 64 westbound. This is at 9th Street exit there. 64 westbound exit 4 at 9th Street. The right-hand shoulder is blocked. So good news is it does look like that has been pushed over to the shoulder. Let's zoom out and give you more information on this accident here. The Watterson near 65. Right-hand shoulder is blocked due to a crash on 65 northbound at the Watterson. So once again, thankfully, I mean, that's obviously a busy thoroughfare right there, but it is pushed over to the shoulder. Still seeing a lot of green on this map, which is good news. I think a lot of the kids being on remote learning and whatnot today is helping with the traffic. We do have an accident on 64 eastbound, just past the Gene Snyder there. Thankfully, doesn't mean really causing too many backups, but I have been seeing a lot of backups here around LaGrange on 71. So that's something to keep in mind if you do take 71 downtown into work. Could be seeing some major backups there. I'm going to zoom out a bit. You can see more of those oranges, even some reds I've been tracking on the really the parkways this morning. So you're looking around Litchfield, E-Town, over to Bardstown, Lexington as well, your Western Kentucky and Bluegrass parkways. Those have been a little bit slower going, where snow has been going a little bit longer this morning. I did want to pull up my visibility map. I don't have that in my rundown. Let me grab that real quick so we can take a look at how visibility has been dropping across the area. Because we were dealing with some lowered visibility this morning in some spots. Here, I can pull this up for you. You can see those grays on the map here. So you can use maps like this to let you know how heavy precipitation is falling, or if you're dealing with foggy conditions. We also see it, of course, when it's snowing outside or we're dealing with a wintry mix. Because today's forecast, you'll notice as we continue to talk through it, is not really an all-size-fits-all kind of forecast. Some areas will definitely be dealing with more snow, some will be dealing with more of a wintry mix, and some with more rain. But if we do pull up the radar here to give you an idea of where that is right now, of course, radar, all it can do is estimate what it's seeing in the atmosphere. Some ground reports, ground truth certainly help us out in setups like this. But the idea is, you know, the blues, the whites, that's snow. And where you're seeing, I don't know if you can notice, these deeper blues, this reflectivity is higher than what you're seeing off to the north. It's darker, it's deeper, it's richer. That's around the parkways where we are expecting slightly higher totals off to the east. And then down to the south, you're seeing the yellows, the greens, that's rain. And then off to the north, yes, you are seeing snowflakes in southern Indiana, but it's just not as heavy as what you're seeing closer to the parkways, closer to E-Town, Litchfield, Hodgenville, Springfield, Mumfordville. If you want to drop below what kind of precipitation you're seeing outside, I think most of us were seeing snow. But of course, I would love your reports at any point. Max HD radar. This is a big picture view of this system that's tracking across the country, bringing moisture from Dallas to Memphis, and then we're basically where the rain snow zone is. So we have the most difficult forecast today because we have the rain snow line cutting through the state. But you can see this is a different kind of radar here, really showing those deep blues. It's basically right where that rain snow crossover is, because that's where you have the most moisture, and that's where you're seeing the heaviest amounts. So that's really what we're seeing with the Max HD radar right there. Now, as we take a look at temperatures, thankfully temperatures have been around freezing or just above freezing today. So I think that's really helping some of our road conditions. As we saw with some of our Trimark cameras, those roads, they're wet, but they're not snow covered. So temperatures primarily in the low to mid 40s across much of Kentuckiana. But of course, we have a lot of weather alerts in place today. This map, pretty colorful here. That deep blue, that's a winter storm warning. That's in place from Louisville down to the parkways off to the east. This is basically the best corridor of seeing a few inches of accumulating slushy snowfall. So a lot of moisture there. It's slushy snowfall. It's not like that fluffy snowfall that we get when the snow ratios are higher and it's a little bit drier. This is wet, slushy snowfall. And if you see rain today, it's going to be cold, wet rain. Thankfully, we don't have a warm nose really with this, so we're not dealing with freezing rain so much or sleet. Just kind of rain and or snow. And with that, you can see where this lines up pretty well with where that winter storm warning was in place. So I'm going to toggle back and then toggle forward. Where that winter storm warning is in place, I have 2 to 4 inches. This snow map I made yesterday morning around this time, I really haven't changed it all too much. I created the cutoff to the south a little bit sharper because a lot of the model data just has that transitioning over to rain. And if we have snow in areas like Munfordville, Campbellsville, Columbia this morning, that's going to transition over to rain, and that rain will likely wash quite a bit of it away. The blues, the purples especially, where we're seeing more of that darker banding this morning, higher reflectivity, likely higher snow rates. It could stretch as far west as areas like Litchfield, around the parkways, E-Town, Bardstown, off to the east, around Lexington, maybe up to Frankfort. That's where we could see some isolated higher amounts in the grassy areas. Once again, a lot of these accumulations will be more so grassy areas, maybe patios. Definitely seeing snow-coated roofs this morning. You're going to have to brush off your car most likely. And then off to the north, a sharper cutoff just due to less moisture to work with. So southern Indiana traced to 2 in that light blue, and then closer to the river, maybe in that 2 to 4. Now your hour-by-hour forecast for today. Good morning, good morning. I'm looking at the comments when I can. Dwight says snow in Taylorsville, snowing for Patty. Hi, Rena. Yeah, if you want to just drop below, I think everybody's probably dealing with snow this morning, but if you're seeing any other kind of precip type, or if you've made it outside to measure any of that snowfall and you have a snowfall report, I would love to see that as well. Your hour-by-hour futurecast for the rest of the morning, slushy snow showers. That's what you're seeing in the blue, purple color there. That's basically from the parkways northward. That rain-snow line, so the green is rain, that rain-snow line tries to inch a little bit further north this afternoon. We'll see. We'll be tracking that closely, of course, because if you get more rain mixing in, obviously you have lower snow totals. So that's going to be something that we do continue to watch for you. By this afternoon and evening, the bulk of that moisture is starting to push off to the east. We could have more raindrops mixing in, and then maybe some patchy drizzle tonight. So tonight, for the most part, that wintry mix is tapering off. We just have some patchy drizzle tonight and into tomorrow. And we are not done with the weather systems. After that, we have 3 rounds of weather systems this week. So the first one is this morning, is today. We're tracking that rain and snow throughout the day today. Then tomorrow, we're not going to have much of a break. We have that patchy drizzle, sprinkle activity in the morning, transitioning over to rain showers by the afternoon and evening, but this one is looking like all liquid for us. Saturday into Sunday, tracking another weather system. This could be heavy rainfall at times, which could lead to more of a risk for flooding concerns there. And that could transition over to some flurries by Sunday, but really not looking at the accumulating snow potential that we do have today. So this is the future cast for tomorrow. Rain becoming more widespread by the afternoon and evening. You can see that snow line staying just off to our north. And then by the time that moisture exits, that's when we cool off. We get some much needed dry time in Thursday and Friday, and then more rain, heavy at times on Saturday. And this is when we really have to pay attention to flooding concerns, river flooding concerns. That ground very saturated. We've gotten a lot of moisture this season with, of course, the heavy snowfall in January as well. So flooding will be a concern, a growing concern throughout the week, more so into this weekend. We'll be watching that for you Saturday. Severe weather not looking like a potential there, but we'll watch it in case things change. And then this quickly moved on a little bit too quick. Okay, let's go back. Saturday night into Sunday. Cold air catches up. Do we have enough moisture for some lingering snow? I'm thinking light snow showers are possible Sunday morning. We have flurries in the forecast for now, but we'll let you know if that changes. We're trying to take things one weather system at a time. But here's your 7-day forecast here. The red day today, that is a weather impact alert day because we're dealing with some slushy snowfall accumulations. Rain to the south, snow to the north. Wednesday, better chance for widespread rainfall, especially by the afternoon and evening. Thursday, Friday, those will give us some much needed dry days in there for your Valentine's Day if you're heading out. And then Saturday is when the rain returns. So if you do have weekend plans, Saturday will be soggy. It'll be warmer, but it will be very wet. Could have some flurries on Sunday as temperatures drop again, and then we dry out into early next week. All right, I'm looking through the comments this morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm just going to pop myself up here real quick in case anybody hopped on here a little bit later after I gave my introduction. Good Tuesday morning. Thank you for joining this live stream. We're not done just yet. I'll kind of go through a few of those additional graphics in case you missed them off the top, but I'm meteorologist Mallory Schnell here at WHAS 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. Breaking down, of course, this wintry weather that we're dealing with today. Very active weather pattern that we do have this week. Looking like a winter wonderland in many spots across Kentuckiana this morning. In fact, I can bring up our camera that we do have at the Galt House there. You can see that snow is coming down in downtown Louisville. It's beautiful. Of course, I'm a big snow fan. You might not be as much. But if you do have to head out today, it's not like that weather system that we had in January where it was really, really treacherous to get out and about. Today is much more of a slushy snow, temperatures at or above freezing. So you can see from our Trimark cameras that snow is coming down. Visibility is low in some spots, but those roads are primarily wet, especially once you get to the interstates. That snow really collecting in the medians, the grassy sides of the interstates this morning. So obviously you want to take it slow. You want to allow yourself some extra time and following distance, but you can get out if you need to. You just might have to brush off that car, heat up that car before you head out. And once again, we were looking at a few accidents here, primarily in the shoulders. This was Watterson at 65. It does look like the one that was at the 9th Street exit downtown has cleared. We do have an accident in southern Indiana this morning on 265 there, westbound between Old Salem Road and Port Road. Causing, some slowdowns, but nothing all too dramatic out there. Still tracking this. Let me go over to our Trimark page quickly to see if there's anything being reported here, because that's some major slowdown on 71 this morning. So, excuse me while I guess I'm not on screen either way, but I'm going to go over to our Trimark camera, see if there's anything. Oh yes, there's an accident over there. It just wasn't showing up in my other system. 71 South in Oldham County, an accident. 2 vehicles involved, left shoulder and right shoulder blocked. So thankfully it does look like they have that just on the shoulders. Of course, there's no camera out that way, but around LaGrange, you're seeing that major slowdown. If you do take 71 from Oldham County into downtown, that is pretty much the biggest slowdown that I am seeing this morning. Let me zoom out again. And then we have an accident, 64 near the county line there. But once again, still green on the traffic tracker, so not really slowing things down there. Right-hand shoulder block due to a crash on 64 eastbound, just past the Gene Snyder. Down to the south, I have been seeing more oranges, more slowdowns on the parkways. You're looking at the Western Kentucky Parkway, E-Town to the Bluegrass Parkway, Bardstown, areas east there. So it'll take you a little bit longer if you do take the parkways into work. Snow has just been falling there a little bit longer than areas like in the Louisville Metro. Visibility has dropped in many spots below about 2 miles, so that's a concern this morning along with those wet roads. Temperatures, though, as I mentioned off the top, low to mid 30s. That's helping out with road conditions as snow showers continue to fall. You can see where we're seeing likely the heaviest banding of snow right now, these deep blue colors. So right at that rain snow line is likely where we're seeing the heaviest snowfall. I'm still waiting to get some snowfall reports in, but some areas south of Lexington reporting 2.5 inches or so far. Of course, if you do have snowfall reports, we would love to see them. Send your photos to us as well. You might see them on air at noon in our newscast. But throughout the day, I'll do one more look at our hour-by-hour forecast. Here's the weather alerts in place. Once again, that winter storm warning, that's the best corridor for accumulating slushy snowfall today, a few inches there. We have a flood watch to our south where 1 to 2 inches of rainfall are possible. And then the purple, a winter weather advisory, that is a step below that. So snowfall forecast really hasn't changed all too much for us. Snowing in J-Town. Good morning, Angelina. Thank you for that report. And your hour-by-hour forecast for today. Snow continuing, slushy snowfall, that rain-snow line continuing to drift northward throughout the morning into the afternoon, pretty much stopping at the parkways. We'll see if we can get some rain mixed in here in the Louisville Metro, but basically as that starts to do so, that moisture pushes off to the east. So we'll be dealing with some patchy drizzle overnight. We'll have to watch that for slick spots tomorrow. And then beyond that, we're going to get more rain tomorrow. So whatever snow we have accumulating today will likely be washed away tomorrow. as temperatures rise to around 50 degrees. We get some dry time Thursday and Friday, more rain on the way Saturday, and then wraparound flurries on Sunday as we cool things off again. All right. Once again, meteorologist Mallory Schnell here at WHAS 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you all for tuning in to our live stream. I'm going to continue to look over the data, see if I can find some reports. Once again, we would love to see your snowfall reports. That's how we report snowfall totals. It's from viewers, it's from meteorologists, but basically anybody out and about with a ruler looking at how much snow we've gotten across Kentuckiana. We would love to see your snowfall photos as well. You can send those to us. And I will leave you with a look outside here from our Galt House camera. Stay safe, stay warm, and I will have another update on air at noon. So hope you tune in then. Have a good one.